Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic Live. That's right, we're live here with you fine people. And I got to tell you, these two stories are quite bizarre, and it's the tangled web between E. Jean Carroll, Nikki Haley, and Joe Biden. So this is going to be it's going to be a little different ride here for you fine folks, but stick with me through this. We're going to do it quick. This will probably only be about 15 minutes, maybe even less. I am going to mention my sponsors. People are jumping on. That's Midas Gold Group, MidasGoldGroup.com, 1 ounce gold, 1 ounce silver. They're very reasonable. You know, gold and silver goes for a certain amount over spot price. Spot price is kind of your market price, but being that it's physical, it has to be shipped, it has to be inventoried and all that, so it goes for just a little above it. But 480-360-3000 or text Lumberjack to 232-425. You're dealing with veteran owners, non-commissioned salespeople. They are actually who is selling the product to you. They are the owners. So Brazil is in the house. We've got Texas Red Robin, and Florida's in the house. Lovely Florida. I bet it's warmer down there than it is in Minnesota, although it's unseasonably warm up here. So where to start with this one? Well, okay, so first off, you guys, I think I covered this in another video. If you haven't seen that, I want you to understand that the very same people who were funding E. Jean Carroll's lawsuit were also funding Nikki Haley's campaign, okay? So that's point one. South Carolina, Michigan, Thailand is in the house. So how many of you knew that? You know, yes or no? Did you know that the same people were funding Nikki Haley's campaign that were funding E. Jean Carroll's lawsuit? Okay, that's kind of old news. I already covered that, but I just want to make sure you know that. Okay. Also, if you're new, please do subscribe and smash that like button too, if you would, and keep chatting. But so here's the thing. The story gets better, well, or worse, however you want to look at it. I'm going to start with this one. So Laura Loomer broke this story today. And she said, I have obtained a copy of the invitation for Joe Biden's swanky Miami Beach, Florida campaign fundraiser that is taking place on Tuesday, January 30th. Biden is expected to bring in nearly $4 million at his January 30th, 2024 campaign fundraiser in Miami, where 15 people are listed on the invite as co-chairs. People, the co-chairs of the event spend $250,000 freaking dollars, okay? Now, if you're spending, let me ask you people something. Some of you donate $250,000 to worthy causes. Now, obviously, Joe Biden isn't that. So if you're spending $250,000, what are you expecting? What are you expecting? I mean, if you're going to spend $250,000, answer that question for me. I go on. That's a donation to the Biden Victory Fund, okay? The Democrats are on track to out-fundraise President Trump and the RNC right now. Now, don't freak out. I'm just telling you what's going on. Meanwhile, the GOP donors continue to light their money on fire to support Nikki Haley's campaign to nowhere. So do you see the problem with this? Okay, you have favors, exactly. Certainly more than a meal, exactly. Okay. Designation as a friend requires a $6,600 contribution. Champion designation, $25,000. To join the National Finance Committee, the cost rises to $50,000. Co-host, $100,000, while co-chair status costs $250,000. Everyone listed on this co-chair invite below is donating $250,000 or more, okay, and I'm going to tell you the names, to Joe Biden's Victory Fund on January 30th. And then, here's the kicker. The next day, Nikki Haley is also being hosted for a fundraiser on Miami Beach. Okay, now let me get to the names here, people, because this gets good. So the Biden Victory Fund National Finance Chair, Chris Korge, and co-chairs Amanda and Matthew Adler, Abra and John Adrebi, Sharon Kagarius and Mitchell Berger, Wynn Bradley, Andrew Bird, Bill Freeman, Tiffany and Alex Heckler, Irene Korge, and Marcia and Henry Laufer. Okay? Now, here's where it gets nuts. Jeff Aronin and Dan Oak are hosting the fundraiser for Nikki Haley. These are the same people donating to the Joe Biden Victory Fund. Okay? So if you had any questions about Nikki Haley, I know she runs around telling everybody she's not a rhino, she's not establishment, then why the heck Biden mega donors are holding this South Florida fundraiser for Nikki Haley? Okay? So Daniel Oak has given to the Biden Action Fund $100,000. He's given to DNC Services Corp, Democratic National Committee, $58,900. And to DNC Services Corp, Democratic National Committee, again, $35,500. Those were all donations that he gave in 2020. And now, here he is. I'm going to show you here. I'm going to pull this up. The co-chair right there for the Nikki Haley. Stand with Nikki. You guys get this? Do you see what's going on? $16,600 to go stand with Nikki. Okay, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind over this because there are people in the Republican Party who actually think Nikki Haley isn't running a stealth campaign to take down Donald Trump. People are so stupid. Never Nikki. Okay, I honestly believe people could have supported Ron DeSantis and been a conservative. Good governor for Florida. He's done a good job. All that. He's very conservative in his policies. You can't support Nikki Haley and be a conservative. Okay? You can't. And so Ron DeSantis has thrown his weight behind President Trump, has endorsed Trump. Okay? And I hope all the DeSantis influencers on Twitter or X are sensible enough to vote for Trump, although some of them say, no, I won't. They're petty grievances. Mark, settle down. Tough guy. God's got this. Thank you, Mark. Anyways, but I'm telling you, it just drives me absolutely bonkers that people buy into this crap. And so I understand that Trump can rub people wrong. I totally get that. I do. See, that's the thing. I'm an open-minded guy. I got to mention, too, if you were on my stream earlier today and I talked about green cards for people and visas, and you're like, no. Yeah, I'm not saying to give them. Some people, they did. They thought that I was saying give these illegals who are here in our country these things. That's not what I said. But work visas for people who can come here and do specific work that we need done, fine. I'm okay with that, actually. I mean, they're temporary. They're here, they leave. And people say, well, we have unemployed people here. Yes, we do. We also have a lot of unemployed people here who don't want jobs. And that is a reality, people. I mean, you go out there right now and there's these businesses looking to hire people and they can't find anybody good to hire. Okay? So I am all for actually people brought through Ellis Island and actually want to come here for the American dream. We've got Americans who don't want to live the American dream. If there is somebody overseas who is good and wants to come here and go through the entire process and become citizens of the United States and understand our constitutional republic, great. I got no problem with it. Okay? Limited form, all that. Okay, I hope I made myself clear because it was obvious in my content. Some people unsubscribe. I really don't care. But I just want you to know where I'm coming from. That's more important to me than the other. All right? Okay, now. Oh, wait till you see this, people. I know I'll get into reading just a little bit of this just so you can. Does anybody know who E. Jean Carroll's lawyer is married to? Okay? Does anybody know? Just want to see in the comments. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Good to see you on, Bert. Does anybody know who E. Jean Carroll's lawyer, Robbie Kaplan, is married to? No, not the judge. The judge was her mentor. Oh, people, get ready. It's going to blow your ever-loving mind. I'm going to just hold it up. There it is. Somebody got it, Vernon. Rachel Levine. I kid you not. Quote unquote married to Rachel Levine. E. Jean Carroll's lawyer, Robbie Kaplan, is married to Rachel Levine, Biden's assistant Health and Human Services secretary. Okay? She's also Ashley Biden's lawyer. For real, okay? And I'll show you. I kept telling you people this is true. You got to share this information out. Yes, effing way, okay? Here it is. I've got it here in the Jewish news because apparently, she's Jewish. Why would somebody, honestly, you can't be, people, I don't. I read the Bible. I understand the Pentateuch. I understand, you can't, people. I don't care. You want to be homosexual, whatever. I can't stop you, okay? But you can't be a Jew and a homosexual. You can't. Have you ever read Levitical law? Okay, now, this is nuts. I told you people that there were bombshells here. This is nutso stuff. So I'll read just a little bit. This from the Jewish News. Former Shaker Heights resident wins landmark gay marriage case. So here's the other thing. Now what you need to understand is that Robbie Kaplan is the very attorney who battled DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act. I kid you not, okay? This is here. I'll show you this. So look at the tangled web. She is Ashley Biden's lawyer. She's married, and I don't even know if she's a she. I think maybe she was born a he, from my understanding, like Rachel. It's so he's like, no effing way again. Yes, I'm serious. Okay, meet Roberta Kaplan, the lesbian lawyer who won a verdict against Donald Trump. People, we really do have the inmates running the asylum, okay? Here we go. Roberta Kaplan, the lawyer who represented E. Jean Carroll in her abuse and defamation lawsuits against Donald Trump, is a lesbian who's a longtime champion of LGBTQX, PYXAZ to the fifth power rights. Most notably as an attorney who brought down the main part of the Defense of Marriage Act. A jury in federal court in New York reached a verdict in May on Carroll's sexual abuse suit, which stemmed from an incident in the mid-1990s, okay? The jury found that Carroll did not prove he, did these things, but, that he did defame her. Jurors ordered Trump to pay her $5 million. Trump has denied the allegations, vowed to appeal. He cannot be criminally prosecuted because statute of limitations. Okay, but you have to understand that New York actually changed their law for 1 year so they could do this. You guys like that Z to the fifth power. That's good. I wanted to get this out to you people. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. It's a tangled web. These people are all in it together. And yeah, please do smash that like. I want this story to get out. I don't think most people know this. I mean, you're dealing with such a web of collusion and nonsense and garbage. I have no problem with people getting prosecuted. Okay, Rachel's a man. I have no problem with people being prosecuted for crimes, even if it was Donald Trump. If there was an actual crime. But to politically persecute someone the way they're doing to Donald Trump, see, this is why. I'm going to go just a little bit longer. People, this is why it has to be Trump. This is why, even back then, even though there were some other decent people running for nomination, all that. I'm not, not Chris Krispy Kreme, not Nikki Haley, okay? But I didn't want him to win. I needed Trump. I believe we need Trump to win, because if the injustice of him having everything stolen from him is allowed to stand, It is the demise of America. Does that make sense to you? I'm talking about every single aspect of it. All the fake indictments by people who are, I mean, look at this. You got Fannie Willis, and she's given $650,000 of taxpayer money to this no experienced lawyer who she's, going on cruises with, platonic cruises, because she won't say that she did it, although she'll plead for forgiveness in church. Look, the whole thing, he has to win. He is the hero of this story. He's the protagonist that has to win. And there was a great video about that on Twitter. By the way, you should go check out my X feed. You can go back. I think I retweeted that or reposted it yesterday, last night. Okay? That's right. It's either Trump or it's over for America. That's exactly it. Because if they can do this to him, they can do it to you. And ultimately, that's what they're doing. They want to put the fear of big government in you, okay? Don't let them. You have got to get everybody you know to vote for Trump. You have got to get involved in local politics. You have got to get involved in the election apparatus. You've got to go and be a poll watcher. You got to go and be an election judge. People, this year, everything is on the line. I understand it takes time. I understand you have to give stuff up, but you need to get involved, okay? At least this year. How many of you will promise me right now that you'll do that? At least this year. Julie, thank you. I know you're involved, okay? But I need everybody who's watching this stream. If everybody who watched this stream got involved, there's 1,905 of you on right now. If all of you got involved, we could change this, okay? So I will. Thank you. Yes, I'm in. Promise. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'll be deputy. I'm involved. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. You are the greatest audience on YouTube. Thank you. I really mean it, because I don't want my kids and my grandkids to have a sucky life. I want them to have the American dream. Okay? I want them to have all that is good and right and just. Okay? Thank you. Look at you people. Do more than just vote Trump, though. Get involved. Get involved. Get involved, okay? I do encourage you to get some real money. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, if you need to buy it from somebody else, I don't care. But, I mean, I like Midas Gold Group, and they are my sponsor. And I like the fact, I like the people there. But it's 480-360-3000. If you tell them I sent you, you can get free silver with a qualifying order. These are maple leafs, silver and gold maple leafs. Get ready. I don't know what's going to happen this year. Everybody... Look, there's all these people, the prophets say. I don't care what the prophets say, people. And please don't take this wrong, okay? Real prophets, yes, okay? But there have been so many false prophecies and fake prophecies about Trump and everything else that, do you know how you told a prophet in the Old Testament? It's very serious. Like, if the prophecy was wrong, they were dead, okay? So... I'm just telling you, if the prophecy isn't coming true, the person telling you is not a prophet. Does that make sense? Okay? I'm not a prophet. I called certain things right, but I'm wrong too. Okay? And everybody said that Trump was going to be installed, he was going to, after everything that went down in 2020, they were going to, he was going to be in office. They were going to get him back in office and all this, okay? I don't, a lot of them are wrong. And so I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of uncertainty out there. I believe Trump's going to win. I will tell you that much. And I believe God's giving us the grace. And it's our last shot. That's what I believe. Doesn't mean I'm right, but it's what I believe. Okay? So, you are the plan. Your involvement is key. And even, do you remember when God promised, Israel, the nation of Israel, the promised land? Do you remember this? What did they had to do? They had to go take the land. They had to still fight for the land, even though God was giving it to them. We've got to take the land, people. We've got to. If you aren't willing to do something, go to your precinct caucuses this year. Get involved in the Republican Party. There is no other option than the Republican Party right now, people. That's why Donald Trump is running for the Republican nomination. Okay? You have got to get involved in the local party because that's where your voice is most important. All right? And as a result of that, we can actually take this party back over because the people who get involved and then go on to become delegates and precinct committeemen and state party chairs, that's where the difference made. All right? So, anyways, I love you. Keep fighting the good fight. I went 5 minutes longer than I was going to, but this is important. All right? It's important. And I love you all. Okay? By the way, it's so great to see the trolls on. I love it. The last couple videos on E.G. and Carol have gotten out, and the lefties have been freaking out, man. Okay? Peace out.